Now we are nearing the end of the fifth act, and as I told you that a Shakespearean tragicomedy that ends always with a very happy note, going towards a tragedy, it ultimately ends in a happy note, uh, bringing peace to everybody. Those, as I said, that some things which is normally not very common in Shakespeare, but here we saw it. It was possibly Shakespeare was critical about that. Shakespeare was criticizing this particular thing. That is how Shylock was forced to give up his religion and all these things, and how even being a Christian but a wastrel and an unprincipled, in that sense, an unprincipled person, Lorenzo got the benefit, was forced to give the benefit to him by the more dominating Christian law of Venice. So this is something that Shakespeare possibly wanted to point out, and that's why he brought this incident in this manner. And now that we are at the very end of the thing, with the fifth act nearly becoming nothing but a meeting point of all that is good. Uh, One thing that I think at the beginning I told you, I indicated to you that Shakespearean comedies, in that sense, I'll take this tragicomedy as a comedy because its ending is a happy ending with all the major characters getting married. So, in that sense, it's a happy ending. So, I would prefer to, what should I say? I would prefer to call it a comic ending, or rather an ending of a proper comedy. So, in this type of things, Shakespeare's in dramas, there are two chosen points. There are two clear chosen points. One point is the point of crisis, and the other point is the point of relief, the point where everything gets sorted out, everything, all problem ends, and there is a dominance of happiness. So, as I said, there is a clear 2 points. If we look at As You Like It, we will see the same thing. The court is a place of problem. The court is a place of distrust. The court is a place of enmity. But the forest of Arden where is that point where love prevails and everything gets sorted out. Mainly, not all dramas are like that. Not all dramas. I wouldn't say the Twelfth Night is like that, but this is the chosen point. Even in A Midsummer Night's Dream, we have that the forest part and the court part. So court creates crisis. Forest helps in changing mind. Of course, ultimately there is a change because Shakespeare continues to develop his ideas and change his ideas thereby. So ultimately, the court becomes the place of marriage and all these things. So these type of things are there in Shakespeare. Here also we see two definite points, two definite places. One is Venice, the place of crisis. The play opens with Antonio's ships at a distance, and Bassanio at a point of crisis where Antonio is forced to take a loan, and that too with a very what should I say, a very poor, in bad terms. He has to take a loan, risking his own life. But Belmont, on the other hand, we find is a place of solace, a place of where everything becomes a part of life. Where everything becomes sorted out. We find at the when actually twice we are at Belmont. So when we go to Belmont, we find Bassanio winning Portia, and their marriage is solemnized. And now, at the end, after the crisis in Venice, Belmont is a meeting point. And there is a mock drama or a mock crisis created deliberately by Portia to give fun to the audience. Well, Portia is a character. Portia doesn't know she's giving fun to the audience, but that is how, in the nature of a comedy. So Portia says, "You were to blame. I must be plain with you." So that you have so slightly given away, I think we did this part, given away your wife's first gift, which was something that was laden with oaths and all these things, and you have parted from your finger, that is evil. That is something not good. You have to accept the blame. And she deliberately brings it towards Bassanio. She deliberately brings it towards Bassanio, and she says that, well, you see, my husband would never do that. My husband would never do that. So you have given your wife all reason to be sad about, because I know my husband, he would never leave the ring, and if you look at his finger, you will find the ring that I have given him. Bassanio is so very upset. He says that, well, I were best cut my left hand off, and I swear I lost the ring defending it. Bassanio is so upset in such a situation. He says that, well, it would have been better if I had cut off my left hand. If I had cut off my left hand and I could have informed Portia that, well, in trying to defend the ring, I lost even my limb, but I tried and defended my ring. I tried to defend the ring. Even I lost my left hand. Graciano is, I say, more blunt in that sense. My lord Bassanio gave his ring away to the judge, and that begged it. I don't think Graciano was under much compulsion. Graciano was not under much compulsion. Though, yes, Nerissa says that I would try and get the ring from my husband. But I don't think Graciano was under that much compulsion. Our Bassanio was more deeply indebted. So Portia is not supposed to know the situation, though she is the whole architect behind it. But Portia is actually, what should I say? Portia is Bassanio is deeply indebted to Portia. So in that sense, um, Bassanio had some situation of compulsion to give the ring away. But Graciano didn't have. The law's clerk didn't do as such that he had to. But he being an over enthusiastic person, he being an over enthusiastic person, he went and gave the ring away. So, and he doesn't feel very, not very sad about it. So he says, my lord Bassanio gave his ring away unto the judge that begged it. So he gave it to the, here judge means here the lawyer, the doctor of law. So he gave it to him because he begged it. And indeed he deserved it too. And then the boy, his clerk that took some pains in writing, he begged mine. And neither man nor master would take aught but the 2 rings. And Bassanio was under compulsion to give the ring because he saved his best friend. And then the lawyer's clerk, who wrote down the deed and all these things, asked me my ring, and both of them, they would not accept anything else but the ring. What ring gave you, my lord? Not that, I hope, which you received of me. So Portia is still pretending. It's pretending. What ring did you give? I don't think you gave the ring that I had given you as a marital bond. I don't think so, that you could have given it. If I could add a lie unto a fault, I would deny it. But you see, my finger hath not the ring upon it, it is gone. Well, he says, Bassanio says, if I could lie to you, that would have been better. If I could tell a lie to you. But, I cannot tell you a lie. And you see in my finger, the ring is gone. It's not there. And that's plain enough. Even so void is your false heart of truth. By heaven, I will never come in your bed until I see the ring. So, are you such a false man? Is your heart, there's not a bit of love in it, it's all empty. There is no truth in it, no love. How can you give the ring? So I will never ever remain as your wife. And there is immediately, nor I in yours till I gain see mine. Sweet Portia. I say they definitely see mine because the ring is with them, and a little while later they would bring out the ring and everything would sort out. Sweet Portia, if you did know to whom I gave the ring, if you did know for whom I gave the ring, I would and would conceive for what I gave the ring, and how unwillingly I left the ring, when naught would be accepted but the ring, you would abate the strength of your displeasure. Well, if you knew, Portia, if you knew for whom I had given this ring, and yes, for whom I had given this ring, to whom I had given this ring, for whom I had given it, and what is the real cause behind it. And also that he would accept no other gift than the ring, then you would try and lessen the displeasure that you are holding against me. If you had known the virtue of the ring, or half her worthiness that gave the ring, or your own honor to contain the ring, you would not have parted with the ring. And now Portia makes a different challenge that if you knew the virtue of the ring, virtue of the ring means virtue of marriage. Virtue of the ring means virtue of marriage. And the person who gave the ring, the honor of to contain, to keep the ring with yourself, you would not have parted with the ring. What man is there so much unreasonable? If you had pleased to have defended it with any terms of zeal, wanted the modesty to urge the thing held as a ceremony, you are so unreasonable. Maybe you have defended, you have tried not to give it big, well, okay. But just to simply give away something which marks as a ceremony, as a special occasion in your life, how can you give it out? That's impossible. That's unbelievable. Nerissa teaches me what to believe. I'll die for it. But some woman had the ring. Now, from Nerissa, I'm taking this point. I've learnt from Nerissa that what I have to believe. That woman, the ring must have been given to some woman. And you are talking all rubbish. That it was a lawyer and a lawyer's clerk, another young man. All this is rubbish. You must have given it to, and truly he has given it to a woman without even knowing it. But that is what he did. That is what he did. Both of them, they did. No, by my honor, madam, by my soul, no woman had it, but a civil doctor which did refuse 3,000 ducats of me. Believe me. By my honor, let me tell you, no woman had it, but a civil doctor. And I had offered him 3,000 ducats, and he refused that. And begged the ring, the which I did deny him, and suffered him to go displeased away, even he that had held up the very life of my dear friend. What should I say, sweet lady? Well, you see, I had tried to stop it. I had offended him. And that man went away offended. That man who had saved my best friend's life, he had been offended and he left. Even he that had, okay. And should I say, sweet lady, I was enforced to send it after him. So I felt so bad that I was virtually forced. I was virtually forced to send the ring after him. I was beset with honor, with shame and courtesy. My honor would not let ingratitude so much besmear it. I was forced by shame and courtesy. I was forced by shame and courtesy. Not to give him was a sign of ingratitude. A man who had saved not only the life of my best friend, but a man to whom I am indebted all my life, even for this marriage. So that would have been most ingratitude, and I could not do that. So much I could not besmear my sense of gratitude. Pardon me, good lady. For by these blessed candles of the night, had you been there, I think you would have begged the ring of me and give the worthy doctor. I promise. So this is the first time because immediately after marriage, we had to leave. So these candles, these night of the marriage, so that we are going to celebrate something today, or rather observe the day. So by these blessed candles all around, I would say, if you were around me, you would have begged the ring of me to give it to the clerk. Let not that doctor ever come near my house, since he hath got the jewel that I loved. So let not the doctor come to my house. He had got the jewel that I loved. And that which you did swear to keep for me, I'll become as liberal as you. I'll not deny him anything I have, not my body nor my husband's bed. So that means actually she's joking that I'm ready to give away anything to that doctor. Even my marriage thing. Know him I shall, I'm well sure of it. Lie not a night from home. Watch me like Argus. If you do not, if I be left alone, now by mine honor, which is yet mine own, I'll have the doctor for my bedfellow. So Argus is actually, it's in a reference to Ovid's famous Metamorphosis. Ovid's Metamorphosis, Argus is the son of Aristotle, who had 100 eyes. And when Argus slept, only 2 eyes closed, the rest did keep open. At one time, when he slept, so 2 eyes closed, the rest 98 were looking. So you keep looking like Argus. Otherwise, it may so happen that I will be dishonorable to you. And I, his clerk, therefore be well advised how you do leave me to mine own protection. So Redisa only adds to it that I also I'll do the same thing with his clerk. So be careful. Well, do you so, let not me take him then, for if I do, I will mar the young clerk's pen. I am the unhappy subjects of these quarrel, Antonio says. And he's telling, well, let it be. That Graciano says that, well, but he also felt bad about it. I am the unhappy subject, and Antonio points out at that time, I am the unhappy subject of these quarrels. So grieve not you. You are welcome notwithstanding. You know, Portia feels that this is not right. After all, Antonio is a guest, and they had done all these things to save Antonio. So now that Antonio is feeling bad, that is not. So, well, you've been grieved. You are welcome notwithstanding. Portia, forgive me this enforced wrong, and in the hearing of these many friends, I swear to thee, even by my own fair eyes, wherein I see myself. He says that, well, forgive me, because this is a wrong mistake that was not intended by me. So in that sense, I beg your forgiveness. I beg your forgiveness. And I swear you, even by thine own fair eyes, I swear you by your eyes, wherein I see myself. I can see myself in your eyes, and I swear you that it was an enforced wrong, and all my friends know about it. Mark you, but that in both my eyes he doubly sees himself. So Portia now tells that, look, everybody, in both my eyes he can see himself double. In each eye one swear your double self, and there's the oath of credit. Uh, well, he says that, she says, well, see, in each I once swear by your double self. You have a dual self. In each eye, that second self is coming out. Second self means one is a good man, the other is a cheat, or rather somebody who is not virtuous enough to keep a promise. So that's, now he's taking an oath, looking at my eyes. That's an oath of credit. Let's see whether he'll be able to keep it. Pardon this fault, and by my soul I swear I never more will break an oath with thee. Well, pardon me, I'm swearing to you that I will never break an oath. Antonio, I once did lend my body for his wealth, which, but for him that had your husband's ring, had quite miscarried. Antonio is trying to settle things. He's feeling bad, as though Portia says he doesn't know the main story. So he says, well, pardon me, I once offered my body for your husband's wealth, and for that man, from that man, so that your husband's ring, which, but for him that had your husband's ring, but only because of that man, this body could be saved. This body could be saved only because of that man. Otherwise, it would have been lost. Only that man can. I dare he bound again by soul upon the forfeit, that your Lord will never more break faith advisely. Now I am again ready to offer my body, if that is possible, to stand as some sort of a, what should I say? Some sort of thing, some sort of a thing, that he will not break his bond, or rather his faith, or the oath that he had taken. Then you shall be his surety, yes, some sort of a surety. Give him his, and I bid him keep it better than others. So you have to be his surety that he will keep his oath in future. He will keep his oath in future. You have to act as a surety. Your Lord Bassanio swear to keep this ring. And now Antonio says, Bassanio, you have to keep it. I had it of him. So Annie brings out the ring. She brings out the ring. So, I had it of him. Pardon me, Bassanio, for by this ring the doctor lay with me. So I took the ring from him. And actually, the doctor did play an evil part with me because of the ring. And pardon me, my gentle Graciano, for that same scrubbed body, the doctor's clerk, in lieu of this, last night will lie with me. So she's also playing the same part. Why, this is like the mending of highways. In summer, where the ways are fair, what are we cuckolds? Here we have deserved it. So He says that now we have turned into cuckolds. Cuckolds means somebody whose wife is faithless, even before we deserved it. Speak not so grossly, you are all amazed. Here is a letter, read it at your leisure. So here is a letter. It comes from Padua, from Bellario. There you shall find that Portia was the doctor, Nerissa there her clerk. And there you will find that Portia was the doctor and Bellario was the clerk, Nerissa was the clerk. Lorenzo, here you shall witness, I set forth as soon as you, and so Lorenzo is there as a witness that immediately as Bassanio left, I also went away. And even but now returned, I have not yet entered my house. And I have just returned from Venice, and I have not yet entered my house. Antonio, you are welcome, and I have better news in store for you than you expect. Unseal this letter soon. There you shall find 3 of your argosies are richly come to her harbor suddenly. You have a good news. If you open the letter, then you will find that 3 of your ships laden with all wealth has returned to the port. So you have not lost them. You shall not know by what strange accidents I chanced this letter. So I got this letter by a strange accident. Anthony says, I'm dumb. Were you the doctor and I knew you not? Were you the clerk that is to make me cuckold? So Nerissa says, you acted as a clerk just to turn me into a cuckold. Cuckold means, as I told you, one whose wife is faithless. I, but a clerk that never means to do it unless he live until he be a man. But this is a clerk who would never mean to do any mean thing until he becomes a man. Means here he's trying to show that these men are actually this is another thing that we find, a similar theme that we find in Midsummer Night's Dream also. Very, very, very symbolically we find it, not directly. Shakespeare is very indirectly pointing out that women are more faithful towards their love than men. So that is something that we find in Midsummer Night's Dream also. Sweet doctor, you shall be my bedfellow, and when I'm absent, then lie with my wife. Just she's making fun of the whole thing. Antonio, sweet lady, you have given me the life and living. You have given me my life by saving me in the court, and my living because my ships have returned. At least 3 ships have returned. For here I read for certain that my ship are safely come to Rhodes. So here I am in this letter, I am reading that my ships have come back safely. How now, Lorenzo? My clerk had some good comforts for you too for you. And I'll give them without a fee. I'll tell you without even taking a fee. There do I give to you and Jessica from the rich Jew a special deed of gift. After his death, all he dies possessed of. So after Shylock dies, all his wealth will be yours. Fair ladies, you drop manna. Manna means food of the gods. So you are dropping manna in the way of starved people. I'm starved, I don't have any earning. And he's not bothered about it. That's what I feel very bad about Lorenzo. When he stole some money from Shylock's house, Jessica, and they just wasted money. It is almost morning, yet I'm sure you are not satisfied of these events at full. Let us go in and charge us thereupon interrogatories, and we will answer all things faithfully. So let us go in. You can ask us. Interrogatory means taking interrogations. You all can ask us, and we will tell you everything faithfully. Graciano says, let it be so. The first interrogating that my Nerissa shall be sworn on is whether till the next night she had rather stay or go to bed, fellow, being 2 hours a day. So she can stay or bed, that's Nerissa's choice, or go to sleep, only if there are 2 hours. But when the day come, I should wish it dark till I were couching with the doctor's clerk. Well, while I live, I fear no other thing so sore as keeping safe my Nerissa's ring. So until I leave, the only thing that I'm afraid of is keeping Nerissa's ring. That is something that gives me problem, something that is worrying me. Well, I think we could finish this play, and we will let's see how I'll try and help you some question answers if possible, because you have the exam at the end of the next month. One